Hi everyone, my name is Elaine. I'll be guiding you through the short and sweet yin practice for the upper body and shoulders. Before we get started, just grab a few props. If you have any yoga blocks, if not, a couple of thick books will do, maybe a couple pillows, cushions, and blankets. As this is a short practice, we'll be going straight into the posture. Okay, and we'll get started. So we're going to come onto our bellies straight away. Or before I do, actually, I'm going to just show you what we'll be doing with the arms. So you'll be lying on your belly. You're going to have one elbow on top. If your shoulders are tight, you can either grab either shoulder, or we're going to bend the elbows and maybe take hold of the palms for like an eagle bind. Okay, so we'll get onto our belly. You might like a blanket underneath the hips for a little bit more comfort. You might also like to just have a block in front of you in case there's an opportunity to go a little bit deeper into the posture. So just take one elbow on top. Doesn't matter which elbow, just remember which side you start with first, so we will swap sides. So either holding to the shoulders or bend the elbows and taking the palms. And you can rest your chin onto the arms. So I will demonstrate the posture, but I'll be coming out to mind the time so you can hear me properly. Okay, so just getting yourself settled into your position. So always start with light to moderate sensations. So I will be coming out to mind the time. I will talk you through it. So it's always starting with about maybe a 4 or 5 out of 10 in physical sensation. So maybe you hold the shoulders to start, and then there's an opportunity to bend the elbows and hold the palms. So from the waist down, just allow everything to be completely relaxed. So in this practice, the muscles are completely relaxed. Just allow gravity to do the work here. Just allow your legs to be heavy. And allow your complete weight of the body just to release to the earth. So just marinate in relative stillness. And we never go to 100% of physical sensation. So maybe about a 7 or 8 out of 10. Just breathing comfortably. Allow yourself just to let go with each exhale. And it can be helpful to just do a quick body scan, just softening the face, shoulders, upper back, working your way down the body. And then just take just your last few deep breaths here. Allow your breath to deepen. And we will go straight over to the other side, so stay on your belly. So you're just going to swap arms. Taking the other elbow on top, so one side will feel different. So just see how this side feels. So maybe holding the shoulders, or maybe if you're a bit more open, you can start with holding the palms. So remember to start with light to moderate sensations. Just noticing how this side feels compared to the first side. Just breathing comfortably. Letting go with each exhale. So as the practice goes on, there will be longer moments of silence to allow you to connect in a little bit deeper with your experience. Just remember, there's no wrong or right, just being receptive to your personal experience here. So if you need to deepen into the posture, you can take your elbows on top of your block, if you have a block in front. Take our last few breaths here. Just allow your breath to deepen. And then slowly unravel your arms. And you can just take your arms beside the body just to rest for a moment. So you can rest on your forehead or turn the cheek to one side. So we usually take rest after 1, 2, or maybe 3 postures. So this time, just notice the subtle sensations in the body. You might notice some tingling, numbness. Just tapping into that subtle flow of energy in the body. And we'll prepare for our next yin pose. So we'll be opening into the upper chest, front of the shoulders. So you're going to take one arm out just to shoulder level, palm facing down. You can take your top leg just out to the side. So just gently allow the weight just to fall into the left side of the shoulder. Head is resting comfortably on the floor. So just in case you can't see where my arm is on the inside, I'll just demonstrate it on this side as well. So just play around with either shoulder level. You might want to go a little bit lower or a little bit higher. And we're just rolling our weight towards that arm. And you can also take both knees up towards the belly, depending on how much support you need. And you can control how much weight to put into that shoulder. So if you want to go a little bit more, you can start to just bring that top knee up a little bit more towards the ceiling. Just starting nice and gently. So I'll be coming out to mine the time. So just looking for dull, achy sensations, so nothing sharp or pulling or anything that resembles pain. Just slowly easing yourself into the sensation. Allow your exhale just to soften into the sensation. Just allowing yourself just to let go into gravity. Relaxing into each exhale. So building up to physical sensation to about 7 or 8 out of 10. To where your focus goes, energy flows. We're taking our last few breaths here. And then slowly rolling back to center. We'll go straight over to the other side. So remember, treating each side like a new experience. So taking that arm out to the shoulder level. And just have a little play around with the positioning. Take your top leg out to the side. Maybe both knees out in front of the belly. And maybe bring that top knee up if you need a little bit more sensation. So just feeling a gentle stretch along the upper chest, front of the shoulder. And just feeling the support of the earth beneath you. Breathing into sensation. And just noticing where your mind goes. So try and maintain our attention with our breath, with our body. Just acknowledging whatever arises here for you. And gently bring your attention back to your breath. Just allowing any thoughts just to drift away. So also very much a mindfulness practice. So much more than just a physical practice. And we'll take our last few breaths here. Allow your breath to deepen. And then very slowly, just rolling back to center. And you can just bring your arms down beside the body once more. Just taking a rebound position. And just noticing the subtle sensations, more noticeably in the upper body, arms, fingers. And the rebound is actually just as important in this practice as holding the pose. So it's time to allow the tissues to revert back. Just taking your last few breaths here. And then we'll come into our next yin pose. So just take your hands underneath your shoulders. Just press up onto your knees. And we're going to come into Anahatasana. So you might like some padding for underneath the knees. So we'll be walking the hands forwards. So your hips can start just slightly behind the knees. So we start nice and gently. And lowering your head to the floor. Allowing your heart space and your shoulders to melt to the earth. If your shoulders are a little bit tight, just bend the elbows, rest them down onto the floor. And if you want a little bit more sensation, you can start to bring the hips over the knees if they're not there already. So just allowing the upper body to soften and melt a little bit more. So I'll be coming out of the pose, and you guys just stay where you are. And if it already feels quite strong in the neck, you can just move your hips back a little bit more towards the heels, more like a child's pose position. So as you exhale, just allow your heart space to melt to the earth. Shoulders softening. And taking your inhale into the back of the ribs. Exhale, letting go. And remember, you can always take a break if something feels too much. If you've gone past your edge, then always take a break. Or you can come out of it. And just ease back. You can ease back in when you're ready. So do expect a level of discomfort and challenge, maybe more so in certain postures. Just seeing how your experience is here. Just staying with the level of discomfort that is tolerable for you, but never to the point of pain. Allowing yourself just to breathe through any discomforts. Any challenges that may arise. I'm just going to take your last few breaths here. Allow your breath to deepen. And then slowly. So you can just start to sit back to the heels, walk your hands back, and take your hands back beside the feet. Just resting in this variation of child's pose, just allowing your shoulders to roll forwards. If that's not comfortable, then maybe you can make a pillow with the arms. Just taking a moment here. Just notice the subtle sensations in the body. And not to worry if you don't notice too much. That can just come with practice. And we'll take our last yin pose for the upper body, which is a yin version of fish. So we will be using a block. If you don't have any blocks, maybe using your blanket, you can roll up your blanket or a towel. So you can place this along the mat, and you want to place your prop just underneath the shoulder blades. So we'll be sitting just underneath the armpits. And we'll be starting with our knees bent, feet on the mat. So the shoulders able just to roll back, taking your arms out to the side, palms opening up. So your neck should feel comfortable. And if this is comfortable here, you can start to straighten the legs. If it starts to pinch a little bit into the lower back, which it shouldn't, but if any discomfort, just come back to bent knees, feet onto the floor. And just allow the body to release into the support beneath you. Feeling the weight of your body releasing into gravity. And feeling yourself let go with each breath. Just noticing the quality of your breath. Does it feel steady and even and relaxed? Just allow yourself to sink deeper into the support beneath you. So we're going to take our last few breaths here. Allow your breath to deepen. Last breath, inhale fully. Just pause for a moment at the top. And exhale completely. Squeeze and empty the breath all the way out through the tailbone. And coming back to your natural breath. So as you prepare to come out, just bend your knees if they're not bent already, feet on the mat. And you can just lift your hips up a little bit here and just slide any props to one side and come all the way back down onto your back. And just take a moment here with your knees bent, and just observing any subtle differences with your upper body. Maybe a sense of a little bit more space and lightness.
So just staying on your back for your relaxation. And this is where I am going to leave you to take a few minutes in your Shavasana. So you can either take your Shavasana with your knees bent or straighten your legs if that is comfortable. And thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.